Let's say, call to order the Village of Oxford Planning Commission dated November 21st, 2023. If we'd all stand up, pay respect to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Secretary, if you please call the roll.
Justin Ballard.
Here.
C.J. Bessler.
Here.
Maureen Howard. Absent. John Knoll.
Here.
Leslie Pilot. Here. Tom Schultz.
Here.
And Scott Flynn is absent.
All right, thank you very much. This brings us now to the approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to propose that we approve the agenda with this one change. It would be item number 10, listed as old business, 2023 action plan, draft landscaping ordinance. I'd like to push that off to a later date to be discussed before the planning commission here and challenge the members to read the work that Mario's worked very hard on.
So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, we have an approved agenda for tonight. Approval of the minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes dated November 7th, 2023?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes dated November 7th, 2023.
So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, we have the approved minutes from November 7th. All right, this brings us now to item number 6, which is the public hearing. Before we start, there's a couple rules related to a public hearing. Just kind of want to go over through some of those things. The public hearing tonight is specifically about the request to rezone 78 Minnetonka Drive from C2 to R1. And typically with regards to public hearing, it's where the audience gets to stand up, get the opportunity to make comments to the commissioners. It's only comments. You can't ask questions. We can't respond back to you. You typically have 3 minutes to give your statements. And when you step up to the podium, you state your name and then your address. So with this time, I'd like to make a motion to open the public hearing for the request to rezone 78 Minnetonka Drive.
Hi, my name is Katie Graham. I live at 79 Minnetonka, so I'm the house across the street. I appreciate the opportunity to address the Planning Commission. I strongly feel that parcels should be zoned residential. I was not aware when I bought my house that part of it was commercial. It's too far in, really nice little neighborhood. And I know we straddle between the village and the township, but it's a nice little community. There's young families with little kids, there's older people, there's families, there's single people, but everybody does a really nice job of keeping up their house. And honestly, if commercial's across the street from me, it's going to kill my house value, and that's my retirement plan. So I'm really hoping you guys will take into consideration the neighborhood that's there. I understand the need for tax revenue from commercial parcels, but also what makes a community a place people want to live is the community itself. So I hope in this instance you'll look out for the residents and consider how commercial impacts our lifestyle in the stuff we already put up with because we're close to 24. So I don't want that to get any worse than it already is. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Kathy. Anyone else have any public comment?
Hi, my name is Craig Partridge. My address is now 776 North Conklin, but we're the owners of the Minnetonka property. I don't really have a lot to say. This seems obvious on its face. I don't know how it's lit by us. I appreciate everybody coming. Its value is the home. It's 0.07 acres. It's locked in. I don't even understand the value is commercial. It will cost that. I don't have much to say. I just hope this seems as obvious to you guys as it does to me. Thanks.
Thank you, Craig. Anyone else with public comment? Thank you so much. Anyone else? All right, seeing that there is no more public comment, I'd like to make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
To close the public hearing at 7:07. We have a second supported. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. In conjunction with item number B in new business for the sign permit for Victoria's Wine and Dine. Just like to make a note to add that into our meeting minutes.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
There was also,
In the public that has any comments that unrelated to the agenda for tonight, if you would stand up. Okay, seeing none, this brings us now to new business. New business is number A, the rezoning request from C2 to general business to R1 residential for the 78 Minnetonka Drive. Mario, if you please start us off.
Yes, good evening, Commissioner. Tonight we are here to consider the rezoning of this piece of property. The site itself, as already discussed, but just for refresh everyone's memory, is actually comprised of 2 tax parcels. One parcel that has mainly 2 detached accessory structures is located fronting on Minnetonka. And then the second tax parcel, which has the single-family structure, is located on a triangular-shaped parcel located to the north. And as we've seen in a couple other recent applications, this is related to the fact that the municipal boundary bisects this site. The detached parcel is located in Tucson. The parcel with the accessory structures is located in the township. The triangular-shaped parcel that has the home is located in the village. And the applicant has requested to change the zoning from the C2 commercial to the R1 single-family residential. When we look at rezonings, the first thing we look at is the master plan. So not only do we have the 2011 village master plan, we also have the South Washington redevelopment plan that looked at this particular area, and mainly it looked at the parcels fronting on Washington Street and the triangular piece to the rear that's vacant, and most commonly is commonly referred to as the Washington Triangle. The redevelopment plan really didn't differ from the master plan, only in specifying the types of uses proposed. It's proposing commercial property on the frontage of this area on Washington Street, and then the rear to be developed as some type of attached single-family homes. And this particular site under this consideration tonight is actually considered, or is designated right now as commercial in the future land use plan. And so the idea the idea of the master plan is to accommodate, is to acquire those parcels fronting on Washington Street and create a redevelopment site that could be for a particular type of use. The plan itself is thinking about possibly a hotel, or something smaller like a boutique hotel or a bed and breakfast, and then a smaller commercial sites that would be servicing the residents. However, as we know, there has been recent developments along those Washington Street parcels that are more auto-oriented. We have the new car wash that's going in right now in the middle of that site. There's potential for another auto-oriented use to be developed north of that. And then the 2 sites, and one other thing to point out is that even if there was redevelopment on these properties, and even if the triangle piece that's proposed for residential, we hope to eventually be redeveloped for residential, of the new development from the existing site, and therefore incorporate it. Because in the end, because of the size of this parcel, in terms of area, in terms of the shape, and its existing use, it really wouldn't contribute to the overall redevelopment. So in the end, if this were to be rezoned, it would really have no impact on the village's master plan. It would have no impact doing this rezoning for that. We look at other things, look at the site's physical features. It's a relatively flat piece of land. if the site was, if the single-family residence was going to be, you know, have an addition or a redevelopment of it, the site is capable of handling it. In addition, we look at whether the compatibility of the site, while there are commercial properties to the east, it's adjacent to a single-family neighborhood, so maintaining this as a single-family home would make it, would continue the compatibility. We also look at the utilities. The utilities there have been capable of providing residential development, and so it's not really any perception that they should be able to maintain service without any problem. One other thing we look at also too is whether the site could actually be developed within the current district for a commercial site in this particular case. And in the end, as I mentioned, the size and shape of it would make it pretty, result in a very unique and somewhat untenable commercial redevelopment of that property, especially since the access of it may have to most likely be off of Minnetonka. So the idea of that being independently developed for commercial, that's also highly remote as well. One last thing I do want to point out though is that any construction on this site, when we look at the new district, we have to make sure it could actually be redeveloped within the dimensional requirements of the new district. Within the R1 district, it's not because of our requirements, but it's because of, once again, the shape of the site. When you factor in the front yard setbacks, the side yard setbacks, and the rear yard setbacks, there is no real building envelope. So if the property were ever to be destroyed to more than 50% of the true cash value of the structure, or if it were, if there was a desire to have a redevelopment of it, to do a tear down and rebuild, it would require working with the township to determine a suitable buildable footprint, if this triangle portion was supposed to be part of it. That's the one issue that we'd be facing. It would be a unique development, and we'd have to work with the township on determining any kind of new development. However, I would say that the village has previously worked with the township on these unique parcels, because there have been other sites in the village where this kind of parcel that's split between the village and the township exists. So working in concert with the township is not unheard of. It can be done.
Thank you.
That basically, yeah, exactly. To summarize my comments, and then with regards to the finding.
ID number PO 0427278014 from C2 General Business to R1 Residential.
So we have a motion and we have a second from Ms. Pilak. So Madam Secretary, if you please call the vote.
Schultz,